creature of a dog slash rabbit in my yard.
Let's talk some nonsense. I don't care what anybody says. Elvis is still alive.
Washington a Satanist?
You know what you're saying right now?
Witches?
Do you even understand what you're saying?
Lords?
In this episode of No, We're Actually Scared, brings us to the state of Tennessee in the Bell Witch. X-Files music, that's supposed to be. We haven't figured out how to copyright that yet, but we'll get it one of these days.
Yeah, someday.
So it takes us John Bell and his family live on this farm. And I guess normal family, farming community, everything.
Yep, 1817.
Living his life. Well, 1700s actually, right? He died, I think, in like 1820 only, or 1819.
Really? I thought it was 1817 they moved
No,
on.
I think it's like the oldest American ghost story.
Oh, 1817 is when he saw the animal.
That's when he saw the
We're
animal.
good.
Okay.
All right.
So one day he was walking around his property, hunting, I guess, and he spotted a dog with a rabbit head on the far end of his property.
Yep. So he's walking, just perusing the farm, sees a dog, walks over to it, and he looks at it, turns and looks at him, and it's got a rabbit head.
And I think red eyes, too. I think I gave
something
it away.
like that. Some kind of demonic animal.
Could that be a skinwalker?
See, what I was always thinking, like, if you ever watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch, witches have these things called familiars.
Okay.
So like when they sign the devil's book, they join the devil or whatever.
Right.
They end up getting an animal that's kind of attached with them.
Yeah, it's like the Harry Potter thing where you got the owl.
Like everyone has their own animal, like assigned to them or whatever. So that's what I was thinking.
That could be a theory.
Yeah.
It also could be a skinwalker because they did find mounds of Native American burial grounds.
It always comes back to the Native Americans.
They were here first.
Every time.
They were here first. But that definitely could be a possibility. It could be a skinwalker. It could be a familiar. It could be just a demon. Just be
Who
a
knows?
demon.
Yeah.
But anyways, the story goes, the kids, what was it? Betsy, I think her name was.
Yeah,
the youngest.
Betsy's the main one. I think there's they said 6 or 9 kids or.
Yeah, they had a lot of kids back in the day.
Yeah, it was a mix, but a lot of kids. But Betsy's the main one, the only one that matters in the story.
So he sees this animal, gets spooked, runs back to his house, tells his wife, and that night they start hearing knocking on their windows,
scratching, just banging.
House. Spooked me after I just seen a humanoid, or not a humanoid, but a creature of a dog slash rabbit in my yard, and now I have knocking on my front porch.
Yep. So he would grab his boys, he would run outside, they'd be wandering around the front porch, looking around, nothing there.
Ever.
And this is always this is the horror movie trope where it's just progressive. It always starts as like a little thing, and then it's just louder, and then louder and louder.
And well, eventually those knocks move into the house.
Yep.
And the kids start thinking they have rats gnawing at their bedpost.
Yep. So now you got the parents searching around the house. There's nothing there. Nothing there. They keep hearing these noises. Everything keeps getting worse.
So it just takes another step. Once it's outside on your property, then it's on your front porch, and now it's inside your house.
And now here comes the whispers.
This thing starts talking to them. Can you imagine, like, 1800s, you guys are sitting around on a candlelight.
Yep.
That's all you have. That's as far as the lighting goes. And you have a shotgun or a rifle, probably musket loaded.
Takes 20 minutes to load.
20 minutes to load, yeah. You're sitting there trying to gnaw this thing in there. But you're sitting there by candlelight, and all of a sudden you have some other thing talking to you.
Yep.
Could you even comprehend that at that time? Like, there's no Google. I can't Google this. Like, I'm hearing voices. This thing is just talking to you.
It gets louder. It's also another progression. Whisper, 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 whisper. Full conversation.
It doesn't even... It gets smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it starts going from noises and sounds to full-on sentences.
Yep. And I know we're talking about a witch, but I always go back to the fact about ghosts. I think they get their power from being talked about and being heard. and the more they can be, the more they can be fostered, like in an environment where people are paying attention to them, the more powerful they get.
I agree with that.
Yep.
I think the more...
And we've seen that personally, honestly. We're going to tell you our story one of these days. I don't want to get too much into it now because it's the third episode of the podcast, but...
Now I'm getting the heebie-jeebies, man. I got goosebumps.
We're looking for a Halloween episode, I think. Actually, our Halloween episode might be something else, but we're going to build up to our story eventually. We didn't want to tell it right at the beginning.
We don't know when that's going to be told, but that one... I'm not even bullshitting you right now. My hair on my neck is straight up. Like I still get chills thinking about it.
And it's just something about talking about it just gives it more power. I don't know what it is, but that's how I feel about the Bell Witch. I feel like they started hearing the knocking, they started looking for it, they gave it credence, they gave it, they assigned it life. And
well, the rumor is though there was Kate, a new girl in town.
Yep.
That the town people, I guess, didn't like.
Yeah, so you're looking at a girl might have been able to read or went to college or something back in 1870.
Right,
so she's coming in and everyone's looking at her sideways.
This is Tennessee. This is an educated one, But so this lady, Kate, moves in, and I guess the town folk don't like her.
Nope.
There are rumors about her.
And you know how it is in the South, man. They're like, there's something to be said about like that Southern pleasant. What do they call it? Southern pleasantry, Southern
hospitality.
Hospitality. Southern hospitality is like nice to your face, and then talk shit about you as soon as you walk by.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Yes.
But so she moves in, and there's rumors that she got into an argument with John Bell, and to get back at him, she's the one pulling these pranks. And maybe a witchcraft.
Right.
They start accusing her of witchcraft, of summoning this demon or ghost or whatever on him.
So now the ghost is talking to the family. The ghost proclaims that her name is Kate.
What?
Now people are starting to worry. So let's back up a little bit. So John's hearing all these noises. All these things are happening to his family. He didn't want to go to the church immediately. So first he turned to a good friend. He had a friend come spend the night at their house. This friend laid in the bed and was essentially tossed and turned by an entity.
This is one of his farm hands, by the way.
Yeah. This dude got thrown around, and he's like, that's the devil stuff from the Bible. Yeah. That's big-time devil stuff.
He ended up taking the rest of the night out. I don't think he ever showed back up.
He's like, John, you got to go to the church, man. You got to go to the church.
Yeah. So they started having a prayer group.
Yep. They're in the church. Now the town knows. Now people are passing by the house looking about it.
Yep.
Now it's getting published. Now, well, I don't know if they had newspapers. They had to have newspapers in 1870. It was getting published. It was a big town thing. But anyways, it found its way to, dun, 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 the White House.
I think this is pre-White House. Andrew Jackson.
Ooh.
Andrew Jackson was a general.
Yep.
And he was fascinated by this story, I guess, in some publication.
Pre-White House. He wasn't in the... Yes, correct.
And, it don't matter. It's president.
Yeah, this is our research, guys. Come on.
Yeah, our makeshift research. But he ended up hearing about this story and gathers a group of men, and they head out to get to the Bell plantation or farmland.
So now you have a general of America just being like, yeah, we're going to go check this out.
Yep.
They got a wagon, they got a committee, they got everything
set
up.
They got guns.
Dude. They're ready to go.
So they ended up making their way down to Tennessee, and as they approach the property, their wagon is halted. Completely comes to a stop. The horse can't move, the wagon can't move.
And nothing's broken.
Nothing's broken. No broken wheels.
Wheels are good, everything's good.
It is completely at a standstill. They're pulling on the horse reins, trying to get it to move, and it's nothing. Nothing's happening.
Yep.
So they get a little spooked by this, and they decide to, set up camp?
No, so now Andrew Jackson hears a whisper that says, "We'll see you tonight, General. You can proceed." And then allows the wagon to begin moving again.
Can you imagine?
Something with the power to just completely stop your vehicle.
Just think about this at the time.
That's just like a taunt, too. It's not even like a...
Well, the time period. I mean, you're traveling by wagon.
Right.
What are you doing? I mean, you have a lantern probably.
It's such a big dick move just to be like, I'm going to stop you and then just be like, okay, you can go.
It's like a toll booth.
Yes, yeah, just like...
It's like, God damn, they charged me to drive on here? But that
okay, you can go now.
Yeah. So they eventually get to the farm, and they set up camp.
Yep.
and one of his soldiers start taunting it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the witch tamer.
Witch tamer. He couldn't come up with something better, like I don't know. But anyways, he starts taunting this entity.
Yep.
And the entity grabs him.
Yep. And he begins convulsing. Arms going in all different directions. This is like The Exorcist. This is Linda Blair thrashing around in the bed right here. His legs are going one way, his arms are going the other way. He's flying around. He gets physically thrown from the property. And then these dudes are out of it. They're going to Springfield.
They're out of it.
We're done.
I guess they fired at the figure or whatever, and nothing.
Nothing.
So they got spooked, and they ended up hightailing it back to wherever the hell they were coming from. Yeah, the town over.
Yeah. They were done.
So the hauntings continue for the family.
Yep, except now the ghost makes her goal. She lays it out to the family. John's going to die.
And he dies. It is the only known death in the United States that is listed cause of death is paranormal.
Yes.
It is the only death.
Yes. Known as the witch or the demon or the ghost or whatever this thing is actually killed another human.
He was poisoned. Poisoned.
So they found a black liquid by his nightstand, I believe.
Yeah, a vial or whatever.
A black liquid that was ascribed to be poison.
Yep. And that's John Bell.
John Bell died. Now the craziest thing about the story is the family goes to the funeral, and at the funeral you can hear her singing like Irish folk songs, like laughing and jeering like she's drinking at a bar, like I killed the bastard.
Yep. Yes. Now there's rumors that it's also a djinn. I've heard that it taunts him, and he upset this djinn.
Yep.
And a djinn is it comes from like what is it?
I know it's of the Muslim faith. But the crazy thing about a jinn is they can manipulate writings, they can manipulate the world, they can do all these things. And that's why the people that read the Quran actually memorize the Quran, because the only thing the jinn can't change is your memory.
It's crazy.
It can't get any. So that's why instead of just writing these things down, you actually have to memorize them, because a jinn can be manipulative, like essentially like a demon. Like a demon.
Yeah, it's just a demon.
A demon manipulates the world. Faith. Yeah. But they can't manipulate what's in your head.
Yeah, that's wild. But
how crazy is this for your family to go to a funeral and there's just this lady singing Irish jigs over here?
Yeah. Like, and he didn't ask for it.
Killed the bastard.
I killed the bastard, yeah. It's one of the famous Irish tunes. I think Jethro Tull covered it. I don't even know if they're English or Irish or whatever. But yeah, that's it's a pretty scary thing. And then there's the Bell Witch Cave on the property.
Yes, the Bell Witch Cave.
She supposedly resides in.
Yep.
So to this day, people still go there. And
in the Bell Witch Cave, they actually found Indian remains.
Yes.
And then the Indian remains were stolen.
Really?
From the Bell Witch Cave.
I didn't hear that part.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Like
it's a creepy thing.
You have witchcraft with Kate.
Yep.
That's the name of the demon, apparently.
Yep.
Kate.
Yep.
You have, it could be a djinn or a skinwalker or...
Yep. Or I just, honestly, like...
Shadow.
From our own personal experience, it could just be a ghost.
Yeah. Yeah, poltergeist activity with knocking and...
Yep. I mean, that all, like, checks all the boxes of, like a basic, like, haunting.
But you have crazy things like... The whispering and the talking to, like, okay, it's like, oh, I've seen an apparition. Oh, I've seen a shadow.
Yeah.
No, you have this thing talking to you. Like,
yes.
Like, get the hell, I don't even
And a rabbit dog. I mean, let's not forget about the rabbit dog.
Yeah, the rabbit dog. Just lurking around your property at night, like...
Fucking cat dogs out here. Running around.
Dog. Yeah, it's totally normal. Like, yeah. Yeah, we got those. The chupacabras, man.
Chupacabra. The Tennessee chupacabra.
Yeah. Like, they just hang out here. But you have so many, like, different paranormal things around this story. It's quite nutty.
It's like, wild. And then here's my top-notch research. I don't know who this guy was or where he was, but there is a story in a famous, like, painting and portrait of a man actually catching the Bell Witch, wrapping her in a carpet. So he picks her up and starts trying to burn her, bringing her to the fireplace. And as he gets closer and closer to the fireplace, the smell becomes unbearable. She becomes heavier and heavier to the point where he can't lift her anymore. and he's unable to burn her. Throws her and runs.
I believe it.
Yep. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention another show, but if you check out Ghost Adventures, they actually find a relative of that man.
Yeah.
And go into the Bell Witch Cave with him.
Bell Witch Caves.
Yep.
That alone is scary. Like,
yes.
I guess this is the basis too of like the Blair Witch Project.
Right.
Like
right. Yeah.
the Bell Witch.
Yeah. Like
it's supposed.
Inspiration. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is crazy too, man. I mean,
great movie. Did you see the sequel?
No, I haven't seen the sequel.
Good. It's good.
It's good?
I'm surprised. Like, I didn't think it was going to be good, and I'm sure a lot of people don't think it's good, but it was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I mean, how do you end it? Like, I mean, the first one was lost. I mean,
the ending's awesome.
The ending's
yeah, you know, the first one just ends with the dude pissing in the corner.
Yeah, standing in the corner.
Yeah. No, it is a good ending.
Is it?
It's good. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think it got good reviews. I really don't, but I enjoyed it.
Well, you could make that as the review for this one at the end, I guess. Right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do that one.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching. We were actually gonna watch. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna watch this fucking cheesy. There's like a straight to video.
Oh, jeez.
Of the Bell Witch.
Really?
Yes. There's a movie.
Like Haunting in Georgia.
I think it's free on YouTube. I don't know if maybe that guy's gonna get in trouble for putting it on YouTube for free, but it's good.
I'll watch it for free.
It's probably not good. We're gonna watch it.
I'll watch it.
We'll watch it. We'll update the episode later with that review.
But this place it's like a draw for like all like paranormal like activists.
100%.
They're all drawn there.
Well, the biggest story too is the rocks.
What's that?
So people take rocks. They go on these things. Everyone takes rocks from the supernatural thing, and then they have a wall of papers and notes saying, "Please return this rock."
Yes, yep.
Because ever since I've taken it, everything in my life has been a problem. People are getting arrested. Yep. People are dying. People are in their family or whatever.
Don't commit the crime, though. You idiot.
Stop breaking the law.
Stop breaking the law. I couldn't think of it. Liar, liar right there.
Yeah.
Dropping a little Jim Carrey. But yeah, it's I heard, yes, now thinking about it, I've heard taking anything from that property or from the cave.
Yep. Probably since the remains got. So I mean, that's another thing too. We're talking about jinns and we're talking about witches. Who's to say it's not
Native American?
The Native American.
That draws into that too.
Yeah. Do you ever, like, it's weird we talk about all these Native American things, and I'm not an expert, but it seems like they have like all their own spirits and demons. It never seems like it's like a Native American that's haunting them. It's always like a Native American spirit or demon that they believe in.
Yeah. Like, I'm losing what you're saying. Like, you're saying that the native...
Like, it's always like we say an Indian burial ground.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, the Indians are haunting us. But it's never like the Indians. It's always like what the Indians believe was haunting.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have their own supernatural things, too. Like, I mean, everything's connected with them in nature. And
Yep.
Like they have they're not cryptids, but
maybe they're connected. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they're connected. Right. They are doing the haunting.
But yeah, how you always say it's always this.
Yeah, like
warrior.
they disturbed that burial ground,
yes,
so now that Indian's coming to haunt, or that Native American's coming to haunt you. But
this is Indian battlefield, and it's like This is it's supposed to be sacred ground, but everybody just gets all. Woo. Yeah, it's always based on them. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's. I don't know what you're gonna do with Tennessee now, man.
Oh, Tennessee. What else you got for scary stuff in Tennessee? I just think of moonshine.
Moonshine. I think of North Carolina.
I think of Graceland. Elvis is still alive.
Memphis.
Everyone knows Elvis is still alive.
Yeah, Memphis. But yeah, it's a good ghost story, man. It's like the first original.
Yep. Like, you ever been to Nashville?
No.
Oh, it's a good time.
No, I never been.
It's a fun street. Lots of music.
Broadway?
Kid Rock's bar.
Kid Rock's bar, man. Where I can go pay $18 a beer.
Yes, yep.
Nice.
Yep.
For the Bud Lights that you don't like.
But you walk down the street, music everywhere. Everyone's singing. Everyone's playing music.
I know.
It's a cool spot. It is a cool spot. One of the no wake-up tax states.
I know. It's one of the 9, right?
Yeah. One of the 7, I think.
7?
Down to, yeah.
Oh, my.
It's a good one. It's a special state episode. No income tax.
And then you also got Kate Bell with witchcraft. Like, you got witchcraft drawn into this, too.
Right.
Like, that could be a theory.
Well, that's where I think about the familiar. That's where, like, you're talking about witches.
Yeah.
Like, why is it the Bell Witch? Why is it not a ghost? Well, I guess because they heard it talking.
Talking.
Yeah, they heard her. So
yeah, you're not just.
If it's a woman, it's a witch. It can't be a ghost, right? Because
Yes.
women aren't ghosts. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, right. I've never seen a woman ghost before. Yeah. Never. I mean, I don't even know if women die, to be honest with you. Like, it's always the man dies, and that's it.
Yeah, they go right to witch.
Yeah,
no
right to
matter
witch.
what. Right
Yeah.
to witch.
Yeah, anything supernatural.
Yeah. Oh, she can spell.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's got long hair. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting story, man.
That's a good one.
Trying to think of what else there is with it. I don't think there's that much more.
No, I think we're pretty much caught up on the Bell Witch. Can you think of a movie we can review?
You brought up your...
I know we brought up the Blair Witch.
I mean, how about we do the original Blair Witch? I can review that movie.
I don't even remember the
Isn't
original
that like
Blair Witch.
the original like docu movie? Like
It's the first found footage movie.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
yeah,
her
yeah.
crying and the
Yeah.
water leaking out of her
I'm
nose.
so scared. Yeah, I mean that was good though. I remember thinking like
It's an awesome movie.
I remember like
And they made it out to be like real, which was like the cool thing. Like they put out
Yes.
it was like the first like viral market. Like Smile.
oh yeah,
We could
yes.
review Smile actually. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But
Yeah.
like they went to the baseball games and people would stand behind them
Yes,
smiling or
yes,
whatever.
yeah.
Like the Blair Witch was like the first person to do that like type of viral marketing campaign. Like
Yeah.
they made a website and they made like articles on the website. And they made it look real.
Yeah,
Like it was like a real story.
it's good advertising.
It's
I thought it was
It was
real, dude, for the
genius.
long-
It
until I was like
genius. And I think
38.
they made it off of like nothing. Like we could make the movie in our backyard for like 10 grand. It's just like three dudes
Yep.
running around the
around.
woods.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I just remember, and then like seeing like all her like logos hanging from the tree. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, like the little stick figure guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's oh my God, it's a witch.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yep. What'd you think of Smile?
Yeah, it was okay.
I thought the ending sucked.
I know they're making number 2 already.
I know. I didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, sometimes like the movie overdoes their thing, but
Yeah.
like they really underdid like how many people were actually smiling in that movie.
It's yeah.
Like there were like
I
3
see
of those.
3,
Those were the
right.
creepiest parts of the movie. Those were the best parts of the
Exactly.
movie, and they like did it like 3 times.
Like I was telling you, I just watched Insidious, the Red Door yesterday,
yes. Oh, we talk about the Red Door.
and the scariest part of that movie was him transforming into the demon, like in the room with the
Yes.
girl, like.
Yep.
And it was like she was like playing with the light, and the light would just it
Yep.
would keep going out, and she would have to plug it back in, and all of a sudden his face would change a little bit more, and the light would go out again, and it's like holy fuck, man, like that got me, man. I was
Yeah.
like, that's scary. Anything more than a jump scare, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll take
That was another movie, but like where I'll take like the first hour 20 of that movie, like when he was painting the painting, and then like
Yeah.
things were like jumping out of
Yeah.
it, like the thing would fall down, and
But they did mention like Goya, the painter, the famous painter in that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Have you ever looked into that guy?
no.
I guess he was like he ended up getting like schizophrenia like later in life.
Yeah.
But he was like a portrait artist, like a fantastic. Like he would do like the King of Spain and like it was like 18 like
Yeah.
beautiful paintings, dude.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like the more and more it took over his body, the darker and darker his paintings.
Yeah, what
got.
was the painting in the movie that he did? Like, him
The
and devil or something?
Saturn it devours his son is the name of the painting. Saturn devours, and it's the creepiest painting
Always
ever.
Saturn, dude.
But so I watched it, and all of a sudden I got more into like deeper of his dark paintings or whatever they're
Yep.
called. There's 13 of them,
right.
and the other one is like a warlock, and he's like trying to like convince people to like listen. Like it's just he's like a real creepy dude in it. And then there's another one where it's like a goat like standing on its hind legs and like in a witch circle, like and witches are like driving. Again, there was females. The witches were dancing around
They have to be
him.
witches.
Witches were dancing around. But yeah, I got into Goya yesterday, and I was like, I think I want to buy a print and
Yeah,
put
get
that
a
on my
Goya
wall. To be
painting.
honest with you, turn into Rob Zombie over here. And just
Once
have,
we finally get our like actual studio set up,
Yeah.
and we get to set up our little stage.
yeah. Yeah, well, that's what we're planning on too. We want to do like video and everything for you guys. So
Yep.
it's all gonna this is the start.
Yep.
Like we're seeing how
We're
it
knocking
started.
out some quick ones.
Yep.
Very little research.
Yes.
Yes.
And like it's more us BSing about something than
Yeah. And I hope like this gets people interested in the
Right.
thing, and then they go check it out.
right.
Because I never heard of the Bell Witch before we started this.
And
I
I-
never heard of Mel's Hole before we started this.
The only way I heard it, I was a Ghost Adventure watcher.
Yep.
So I remember them going to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know the Bell
And
Witch.
sometimes all it takes is you throw out the name, you throw out the little story, and people go, "What the hell?" And then you're on YouTube, man. You go down that rabbit hole, and you're having fun.
It's my TV consumption nowadays is just YouTube.
It's crazy how bad television is. Like, you're just better off going on the internet.
Like it's crazy what I pay for cable, and the only way I use it for sports, dude. Like, and I don't even watch now. Summertime, it's like baseball rarely,
right?
But it's football and hockey for me, man. But and basketball, and everything else, like TV shows, dude. I can't tell you a TV show on Channel 4 right now or CBS or
Like I said, I watch the horror movies, dude. I got that Shudder. It's like $7 a month.
Yeah.
And it's just all horror.
I think they have a thing with like AMC or something.
Yeah, they're
like
connected.
If you have AMC Plus, I think you get Shudder.
Yeah, they're like connected.
Yeah.
I'm big. They put out some good stuff. They put out their own movies. Hell House. You ever see Hell House?
What's that?
Oh, it's a good movie. It's kind of like.
I saw Hell House, like the Zach Bagans Hell House. I think that's what.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like the
Demon House.
Yeah, Demon House.
Yeah,
Demon House.
That's
what it's called.
That's a good one. What's it called? What's that movie where they go through like the haunted houses, and the girl's on the RV, and she's like, "Wow!"
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's kind of what Hell House is like.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
I can't think of that.
There's 4 of them, and they're good.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't think they would be good, but they're perfect to watch at 3 o'clock in the morning.
With nothing.
Yeah, and you actually freak yourself out a little bit.
Doing nothing.
Like,
Turn the lights off.
That's one thing I realize about a lot of horror movies, dude. It's just like, you can't watch it during the day, and you can't watch it with people that are disinterested in it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be like, my phone's down now.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at the television.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm in it. And there's no one around me that's not in it.
Right, you have to.
And it's just so much better.
I think that's any way to watch a movie.
It is.
Like, I can't watch a movie if I'm preoccupied with something. I'm disinterested in 10 minutes. Like, if my phone goes off or something, it's done.
Yep.
Like, I'm like, oh, fuck this. I got something better to do now.
I got one for you to watch, though.
What's that?
Beverly Hills Cop.
The remake?
Phenomenal, dude.
Really?
So good. Like, Coming to America was such a letdown, because that...
Oh, yeah.
Coming to America is like one of the funniest movies of all time. The original.
Yeah, the original.
Was amazing. The remake was terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Well, 2 or whatever?
Yeah, Coming to
America.
Yeah,
it was not good.
But the new Beverly Hills Cop, dude, it's worth watching. 100%.
Really?
It's hilarious. It's perfect.
Really?
It's absolutely perfect. It feels like I'm watching an 80s movie.
I gotta watch it now.
It's perfect.
And usually that's a turn off for me, man. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man, they're going back to 40 years
It's perfect.
later.
It's perfect. It's so good.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
It was great.
Yeah, I gotta check that one out then.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm kind of I'm in a mood of like horror movies, and then I put on like All Quiet on the Western Front, like World War I, you know, like.
Well, that's the other thing about watching a horror movie at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Is like you get it off and you're like, I gotta put on something that's not
Always Sunny
about my soul being consumed.
Something stupid, please.
Exactly. Shut the brain off, dude.
Give me
I need like 10 minutes to shut the brain off.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah, if you find a good
South
one.
Park.
Like if you find a good one though.
Yeah.
Like if it's a shitty horror movie, that could be my comedy for the night.
It can be. Yeah. Then you're good. You can laugh at that. Like, what the hell did I just watch?
Oh yeah, man. Like, what? I just wasted an hour and a half watching this. Like, there's some bad ones, man.
Well, that's how I feel about M. Night Shyamalan. So I threw up a review on the website, and I put it as okay. It was an okay movie, but it's just so. When his movies are bad,
They're bad. The Village.
You don't get entertainment out of it. Like
The Village.
The Village, you get a little bit. That one's a little goofy. That one's funny enough, but like. It just seems with his movies, like, they're so serious and they're so, like, here's the landscape for 10 minutes that, like, when it's not good, it's really, like, boring.
Not good. Yeah, boring. Drawn out.
Yeah, like, it ends and you're just like, Like, if you're going to be a bad horror movie, like, I would rather watch a bad horror movie.
Horror movie.
Yeah. Let me watch something bad.
100%.
Yeah. Like one of the Hulu horror movies. It's just like, they know it's bad.
You know what I watched? What was it? It was on TV, actually. It was Urban Legend. You remember that?
Oh, that one's so good. What's he doing? He's flashing the lights behind him in the car or whatever.
Yes.
Urban Legend was so
crazy
good.
girl.
I think they made a sequel.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
There's probably 10 of them now.
There's probably 14. Urban Legend 16.
Yeah.
The Reckoning.
Yeah, the frat house now or
Yeah.
something. You know, just keep it going.
And then they make a face, and their face is stuck that way.
Yeah. That was pretty good, man. That was pretty good. I enjoyed it. And it was like, you know who was in that movie? Was oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. Jared Leto.
Really?
Jared Leto was in that movie.
No shit.
I gotta look that up now.
Huh. But the Bell Witch. I really, like, that's one thing I will stress enough that I just think the more you talk about something, the more power you give it.
Jared Leto, urban legend.
Jared Leto.
But yes, front of mind, I think once you allow access
Yep.
to a demon or a ghost or an entity or
Yeah.
paranormal,
There's just something about it, like, you put it at the front,
Yeah.
and that's why it's real.
and you acknowledge it, and you start acknowledging it, and it's like, oh shit.
You ever think
hold
that goes with, like, cryptids? Because they say, like...
on.
Like, how real do you think they are versus, like, how much power do you give them? Like, are they more like an entity that, like, is only seen... Or are they, like, a physical, like, hard thing?
I think they have to be a physical hard thing, and I think it's they want it when they want to be seen, they'll be seen. Kind of like a cougar, you know, what a mountain lion. Like I think it's they're around.
Like, you don't just catch one.
Yeah,
Like, they know.
why hasn't one been caught yet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
especially in, like, all right, think of Mothman.
Yeah.
You're in West Virginia. You're telling me someone hasn't fucking shot at the Mothman yet? Like, you know what I mean? Like, someone's got to take out the Mothman.
100%.
Like, if I see the Mothman, I'm taking the Mothman out, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to be the one to catch them all.
yeah, I'm catching the Mothman,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
And that's when the FBI sweeps in.
yeah, then we're done. Then we are done. Yeah, but it's... Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think they want to... When they want to be seen...
If that's the moral of that story,
Yeah.
I really think that... Like, you don't see that much in, like, any of the stories you read and stuff, but... Like, just from personal experience, like, that's what I see is, like, you talk about something,
Right.
you bring it credence. He brings his friend in, he talks about it,
Yep.
you bring it, like,
Yes.
there's just something
Yeah, you
about,
feed it-
like...
you feed it
You
power.
feed it. Like,
Yeah,
that's... There's something to that.
feed it, man.
There really is something to that.
But that's with everything.
So that's why we're a problem. We're
Yeah.
feeding into all of it.
Well, that's why we're actually scared.
And on that, we'll see you next week, guys.
See you next week.